Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single thing.
Getting a flatter stomach requires a combination of healthy eating, consistency, and lots of discipline. At this point in your life, you've probably heard every personal trainer in person and all over social media promising that they have the secret solution to helping you get that flat stomach, no matter how many times you've tried and failed. In reality, there's no secret workout or diet that only Hollywood celebrities know when it comes to having a flat stomach. But let's be honest, most of those actors are paying a visit to fancy plastic surgeons on Melrose instead. The fact is, getting a flatter stomach is dependent upon several factors that are beyond just diet and exercise. Welcome to the Workout Nerd Out. I'm Julio Lopez. I'm a certified strength and conditioning specialist, a certified personal trainer with over 8 years of experience in personal training, and I have my master's degree in nutrition. Today we're going to take a closer look at some of the nuances that can best give you a chance at having a flat stomach. I'm by no means guaranteeing that this is the secret to helping you lose that fat, but it may shine the light on some of the things that may be holding you back. Remember, if I didn't address your personal hurdle, be sure to reach out to me. As Americans, we're constantly bombarded by ads promoting weight loss programs, in which some go as far to tell you that their product or service is so easy that it can melt away fat while you're just sitting on the couch and watching TV. We all know that that doesn't exist, because if it did, everybody would be rocking a set of Jesus abs. One of the most common questions I get from folks is, how can you stay committed to sticking with a fitness and healthy eating plan? The most important thing is finding what it is that you like to do and eat. For example, one of my clients referred me to train his wife, and I was immediately able to spot that lifting weights wasn't holding her interest. So I asked what other forms of exercise that she enjoys. She then went on and on about how she loved doing Zumba and how much fun it was when she did it. Seeing her face light up when she talked about Zumba led to my suggestion that she should go back to do Zumba, even if it meant that I would be losing a client. After a couple weeks, her husband told me about how amazing she was looking, but more importantly, how much happier and more energetic his wife has been since starting Zumba. If your workout routine isn't keeping you excited, the reality is it's probably not going to work out for you, which is okay. In that case, you want to try out other things that may interest you. The same concept applies with your eating. It's not uncommon for restrictive diets to produce short-term positive results such as rapid weight loss, but such results never last more than a couple months. There's nothing magical about any diet out there, whether it's the vegan, carnivore, or intermittent fasting, or whatever type of diet. If fewer calories are being consumed and burned, you will lose weight. The problem with the aforementioned diets is that they're all highly restrictive, and while they can work for some, it's not a guarantee. On that note, I'm not opposed to anyone trying these types of diets because they might be in the group that ends up falling in love with it and stick with it for a long time. One of the most important lessons I want you to learn about your workouts and diet is that it is okay to fail. New Year's resolutions to lose weight or get a flatter stomach have such a high failure rate because folks think that only perfection can get them to reach their goals. There's no question that fat loss requires discipline, but negative self-talk whenever you slip up with your diet or skip a workout is not going to help much. A lot of times, if slipping up with your diet or missing workouts becomes a habit, you may need to make an honest assessment of how much you actually enjoy your workouts and or diet. Short trials, i.e., 1 or 2 weeks of new fitness or dietary approaches can help you find the right fit for you. That layer of fat in the midsection that is in the way of the flat stomach is nothing more than stored energy. Your body is burning calories all the time, whether it's to keep your heart pumping, regulate your body temperature, respiration, physical activity, etc. While you're at rest, fat is a primary source of energy, and while partaking in high-intensity exercise, your body, in that case, is using primarily carbohydrates as an energy source. Fat mass accumulates, or weight gain, when the amount of calories that you consume is greater than the calories that your body burns. In contrast, fat loss, or weight loss, occurs when the amount of calories consumed is less than the amount of calories that the body burns. while simply starving yourself and only taking a multivitamin to avoid nutrient deficiency will get you to lose fat, but you're also going to look emaciated and you're going to lose a lot of muscle mass as well. Therefore, a healthy fat loss strategy means that you carefully reduce the amount of calories consumed and not so much that it leaves you nutrient deficient, and you have to be sure that your diet is preventing muscle loss too. Understanding energy balance can be a huge help to a successful fat loss in order to get a flat stomach. Macronutrients contribute to your caloric intake because each macronutrient, fat, carbohydrates, protein, and alcohol, contains calories. Fat has 9 calories per gram, carbohydrates and protein each have 4 calories per gram, and alcohol has 7 calories per gram. Your metabolism, physical activity, and the thermal effect of food all contribute to caloric expenditure. To lose fat, you must be in a caloric deficit, meaning that your caloric intake must be lower than your caloric expenditure. While in caloric deficit, your body resorts to stored energy and your body fat to get additional energy that may be needed. To calculate approximately how many calories your body burns in a given day, using the Mifflin-St. Jewer equation can help with that. The equation takes into consideration a person's height, weight, age, and gender, which gives you your resting metabolic rate, or RMR. The RMR is the estimated amount of calories that your body burns when you're doing nothing, just like watching TV. Assuming that you're not just sitting down on your couch all day, you still need to go another step further to calculate the calories burned when physical activity is considered, which means that you shouldn't be using the straight RMR for subtracting calories. Otherwise, the deficit will be so great that it leads to muscle breakdown. What is meant by caloric deficit is consuming fewer calories than the body burns in its regular functions, such as digestion and respiration, and daily activities. By reducing caloric intake, increasing physical activity, or combining both, this can increase the extent of the caloric deficit. However, the amount of caloric deficit needs to be carefully managed to maintain lean muscle mass. In the meta-analysis Murphy and Kohler 2022, the researchers indicated that a caloric deficit greater than 500 calories can reduce muscle hypertrophy or muscle size growth, and if taken further, it can lead towards muscle loss. By now, I'm assuming that you know that it really doesn't matter which diet you've selected for your fat loss process to get that flatter stomach, just as long as it's not leaving you deficient of nutrients and a negative energy balance, aka caloric deficit, is achieved. Even then, I had to implore that you're also taking a close look at your protein intake, because this is important in helping you maintain muscle mass. While the general RDA recommendation suggests 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of your body weight, according to McCarthy and Berg 2021, consuming more protein is suggested to maintain muscle. While an exact number doesn't exist, depending on the intensity of the exercise, training experience, total amount of training, and how much fat loss is desired, 1.2 to 2.2 grams per kilogram may suffice. Resistance training has been shown beneficial with fat loss because it can help maintain muscle mass better than strictly doing cardio. However, this doesn't mean that you're required to become a gym bro and throw around heavy weights all the time, especially if that's not something that you like doing. Resistance training can come in many forms, and one of the best tools for that resistance training is your own body, meaning yoga, rock climbing, jiu-jitsu can be just as effective in training the muscles, especially when those are exercises you enjoy. Adopting healthy eating habits and consistent resistance training can be one of the most effective fat loss strategies that can last for the long term, namely because this involves a lifestyle change. The caveat is that such a fat loss strategy is going to be slow, and those around you may not be able to notice the change, and you may not be getting the immediate praise from others. On the other hand, short-term weight loss challenges often employ drastic restrictions in caloric intake and high-intensity training. Therefore, the results do come in faster. However, such challenges have a very poor record as a long-term solution, namely because once the challenge is over, so is the drive to remain committed to training and maintaining the strict diet. In conclusion, getting a flatter stomach isn't easy because it requires constant discipline with your eating and training consistency. You'll always hear about little tidbits about eating spicy foods or adding cinnamon to your diet, that it can help burn more calories. Well, some of these are actually true. You shouldn't center all of your hopes on these claims because the actual amount of fat loss that they bring is really, really small. Nevertheless, you'll hear me say this a bunch of times. The likelihood of your success with any weight loss regimen relies on you, your consistency, and how much you're enjoying your new lifestyle. Therefore, testing out diets and workout programs for a week or two before totally diving in can help make sure that you made the right choice. That does it for today's Workout Nerd Out. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comment section, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Also, if you know anyone who can benefit from this video, be sure to share it with them. Until next time, I'll see you on the next Workout Nerd Out.